Pandemic posture. Does your kid have it? On this One Belly Wednesday, I want to show you a case report from one of the kids in our practice who went through school year with the pandemic and how that changed how his body was aligned. And now, after he's gone through that under chiropractic care, how that's influenced his posture. So, one of the things that I always look for when I'm working with children is how well their brain is talking into their body. That's what I do as a chiropractor. It's the number one thing that chiropractors do is help find areas of interference between that communication system. Your body's pretty much just always looking on the outside for traumas like physical things or mental emotional stressors or chemical stressors and asking the brain, how do I deal with that? And it is the brain's job to help the body adapt, be resilient. If we have interference with the communication of those messages into the body, which we call a subluxation in chiropractic, then it shows up in different ways. And one of the ways that we assess that effect of subluxation is by looking at postural alignment. So we look to see, especially from the side, if a child has their ear, shoulder, hip, knee, if they're all in line with the center of gravity. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So for this boy, one of the things that we were looking at, and he's been under chiropractic care here for several years, was how badly his posture shifted forward. And we had some pretty good ideas why. We know that stress impacts the frontal lobe. That's these parts right here in the brain. And it starts to make them fire not so great. The reason that I care about that as a chiropractor is twofold. One is this part of the brain, when it's not firing great, lets the fight or flight system take over. The second thing, though, is that this part of the brain, when it's not firing great, makes all the flexors, so like the ones that go from the head to the neck, the ones that tighten up your arms for your bicep, or the ones in your hamstrings, it tightens them up. And so what we'll see, especially on the right-hand side, this right-hand side controls a lot of the muscles up and down your center of your body. If that's not firing great, then that has a lot to do with why some people carry their whole bodies forward. So we really focused over the last 6 months with this boy at helping to rebuild that kind of information, very specific chiropractic adjustments. So there's some things that we asked his mom to help him with to do at home, and holy mackerel, what a shift in posture. That second picture you're going to see, he looks like an alpine ski jumper. You know what I mean? Like his whole body's leaned way far forward. And it wasn't like that earlier on when we took the posture photos, but it was during the middle of like November when we were in the thick of things down here in Florida. When we took the picture most recently, he's standing up pretty straight. He's actually better than he was in the first picture you'll see. And so what we're going to kind of have an understanding about is really, gosh, how many of these kids are out there, have gone through this kind of stress, and their bodies still recorded it? And how many of these kids are going to get the opportunity to have a chiropractor who specializes in working with kids take a look at them and say, wow, we need to do some refiring of these neurons here. Because remember what I said, that if these guys aren't firing great, then the body goes into that fight or flight state. Listen to all the things that that'll impact. It'll affect your sleep. It'll affect your mood. It'll affect your digestion. It'll affect your immune system. And if what we're talking about this next school year is a return back to school and return back to normalcy, what we want is kids to have good, robust, healthy immune systems. And that's how chiropractic fits into the whole picture. So thanks a lot for joining me on this One Belly Wednesday. If you have questions, go ahead and leave them in the blog. We stream these out on YouTube. We do them on Instagram, and we do them on Facebook Live. I enjoy doing this every single week for you guys, and I look forward to hearing from you. As always, be sure to share this kind of information with other parents of school-age kids. If this is your child, the fastest way to find out if they've got that forward head carriage, that tech neck, that pandemic posture, is just take a snapshot of them from the side and take a look. Draw a line from their ankle straight up. And if they are moved way far forward from that, you might want to get them into the chiropractor's office. I'll talk to you soon.